Guys, first and foremost, I apologize for the heater in the back, but it's freezing in here and I want it going. So I'm installing Kat's new front lip right now. The only reason I'm doing it now before this goes off the paint is because I can bang this around, it doesn't matter. I went ahead and marked off all the holes too that are gonna be shaved off. We got the holes down here we're gonna fill in also. He's gonna shave and make this look pretty again. Now the last thing I need to do here is make sure this lip is nice and lined up. The holes they come pre-drilled with suck. They're all off, they're all wrong. So you have to go through it again and check it all to make it right. So I've got it pretty darn perfect. The front bumper does have this one little imperfection here. Kind of indents a little bit. But I'm hoping when I get some heat on it here, straighten it out some, and this lip being nice and stiff, unlike the factory lip, which is very flimsy. That's why these front bumpers tend to lose formation. I'm hoping that fixes it. So gonna do that here, and then we got a mark for putting in 97, 98 turn signals. I'm gonna show you where you need to cut and how do you go about it. Before I get into that, because this is gonna take me a little bit more time, I wanted to finish disassembling these door handles. So I wasn't sure what to do with this. Again, I freaking love the Supra community. Everyone is so nice and helpful. I posted up about these seals. So if you see on the back here, these door handles has like this little plastic seal, which the last painter painted over. So I'm gonna strip them down and get all that off. Here's the problem. You can't buy that seal. You can't buy it. So you have to buy an entire new door handle, which I'm not even sure if you can buy those anymore. So getting it off is quite eventful. They have these little rivets on there and you gotta like literally pry around it. I use this little plastic tool. I don't wanna use anything metal. I don't wanna scuff this up. Just pry around it. They are riveted on. It is not designed to come off, but a couple people have said like, hey, you get them off, just take your time. And it did, it popped off. And then when you go back to put it on, you just pop it back on. Now I'm gonna obviously put these in baggies too, mark which side is which, and be done with it. So pretty excited about that. Got that one off. Starting on this one, you'd see how it's there. There's one rivet here, two here, and then one back here. My dumb ass, I was like, maybe I should drill it out, and then I stopped, and I was like, what's post-op? So I'm glad I stopped drilling it, because that could have been really freaking bad. But yeah, so that's done. I just got to finish putting that one off, and then we'll get back over here to show you guys how to install 97, 98 turn signals. Other thing I forgot to do as I drink my Red Bull, I had to take the bottom seal off the mirror here. You just spin the bolts that actually hold on. It's only these two 10mm bolts or 12mm bolts. I think they're 12s that hold this on, which is actually surprising. That mirror can withstand all that speed and everything, but just these two little bolts holding on, because this isn't light. And then I'm gonna have them pop out the glass, not taking the chance of shattering it. They're a body shop, know what they're doing. Over here, you can see where they broke the clip on this one, which is pretty awesome. So the body shop that had this before obviously didn't know what they were doing. If I'm able to do it, I'm not a body shop. That should have never broke. That's it's a little upsetting, to be honest. I think that's a little bit of what's the word for bullshit, I guess. That should have never happened, but I digress. So let's go ahead and pull these ones off now, and that'll be it. All right, guys, time for the turn signals. All right, so if you guys can see there's two little bolt holes back there, right? Well, that's where the 93 through 96 lights just bolt in. And personally, I've always been really torn between this, because I kind of like the 93, 96 over the 97, 98 in a few ways. They're actually recessed in so they don't stick out as far, but they're yellow instead of clear. Now they do make aftermarket clear ones, but they look like typical aftermarket, where it has like the diamond shapes in it. I don't know how to explain it, but they look like aftermarket lights. And I never really liked that. I wish they made factory was just clear, like these are. But these stick out so far and they look like buck teeth. Now they do, in my opinion, kind of give the bumper a little bit more aggression because they stick out further. I get it, but I've always been torn about this, and they stick out farther. So instead of it sitting here or sitting the whole way back in, it now sticks out to here, which again, I've always been a little torn about. So I'm gonna take the camera here and swing it around quick, but you can see right there where I've made like a little slit in the panel itself. I'm gonna show you what you need to do that. Pretty simple, to be honest. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out. Come on. You need to make a slit like that. It needs to be about 3/8 wide, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna slide this in, because the two holes in the back don't need to be modified, which is nice. You're only literally making one hole. So you slide the back hole in there, and then wherever this touches, this first little bolt here, where this little guy here touches, you wanna mark that with a marker. Then you wanna draw a line back 3/8 wide, about 2 inches back. Now I went a little bit bigger because I screwed up, so don't do what I did, but about 2 inches back, roughly, 1.5 inches to 2 inches, which obviously go shorter first and then go further and further as needed. But you do that and then you slide it back in and it pops in. Now obviously with one hand I can't pop it in, because those back things actually would pop in, and that just uses a really thick, when you buy these lights, it comes with a really big thick washer and bolt assembly together, which is nice. So if you do go a little oversized, don't worry, the washer comes with it is freaking massive, which keeps this in its place. So that's all you need to do. Now I'm gonna do it on this side and I'll show you guys what it looks like when done. So you guys can see I made my first little mark. Sorry, it's a little crappy, but right there is the center. So I'll drill 1/3/8 hole right there. Is my finger making it blurry? Sorry about that. 1/3/8 hole there, and then I'm just going to use the drill actually and pull it back. This is just plastic, and then to make the 2-inch hole, and then I'm going to use my Dremel there to clean it up. It's not that hard, guys. It just take your time because you don't want to make the hole any bigger than you have to. All right, guys, we're done. If I actually pull this up where it needs to be. This side is all nice and tidied up now. The hole is not perfect there. It's a little crooked, but again, this is just designed just so we can slide this in. You'll never see it. It stops here, so you'll never see any of this. So it doesn't matter. The only time you'll ever see it is on the backside. And even then, the washer is so big, it covers up all this on the backside. So literally, as long as you don't take the lights off, you'll never see it again. So as long as you make the hole, guys, I cleaned it up with the Dremel there. Just a slot so that that hole can slide back in. It stops there, and you're good. Pretty freaking simple. Lastly here, before I take the lip down, take my turn signals and everything else back down too, I want to show you the holes that I had to drill. So I'm using the factory hardware because it keeps this nice and rigid and it keeps the bumper rigid. So that's one of the holes they give you. They don't give you that. They give you this one. You never use these. These aren't used. Again, have this. Don't use it. So I had to drill there. Another one here, which has a little straggler on. Get rid of that. There. And then it didn't have a hole here and had to slot it because I need room to move. This one they do have that's slotted. Another one here, it wasn't there and I had to drill and then move off to the right some. These two here, they give you this one. These two here I had to mark and drill. Again, this one. These two here you don't use. Another one you don't use. Drilled here and then I had to bring it this way some. And again here, they give you a hole, but it was off, so I had to drill back and then slot it for it to work. So, I mean, it's not too bad. I do recommend if you are going to put this on to take your time or have someone help you, or if you're lucky like me with the bumper not painted, I could bang it around in here and move it around as much as needed till it goes to paint. So it ends up looking pretty nice. So I got it all mocked up, bolted it down 100% and had to disassemble it all. Kind of annoying, but I'd rather do it now than when paint time comes and I have to try and do it all. So we're about to start body work here today. We got Northeast Coatings and Customs here. Look, what's up? What's up? Look, I mean, he's all focused right now. He's got a little boy here. So we've got everything circled. So let me get you guys some 411 here. We're not going to be welding the hole shut. And let me tell you why. There are some coatings inside of the frame rails, inside of this double-walled body here, that if you weld it, there's no way to really get in between it, and it could rust. Again, it could. 99% of people probably could be fine, but I don't want to take that chance. So what we are going to do, though, is every one of these little spot welds, you can see all these black marks there, every one of those little spot welds, we're going to smooth out with body filler. I'm going to let Michael over here explain all this because it's kind of above my pay grade. I'm going to let him talk here. Can you please explain to the people what you is doing right now?
Mixing up hardener.
Hardener.
And filler.
And it smells absolutely horrible.
Oh, yeah, well.
So what, I mean, I don't even know. I mean, it just fills in those holes and then how?
Just body filler.
It's just body filler, okay.
So you have this, you have your putty right here. And then you have your hardener. And if you were good in science, a chemical reaction makes it hard.
Wait, you're supposed to be, I didn't pass school, Sean. Sean's a smart one here. Sean's got his master's degree over there. Look at him. He just oozes intelligence.
Yeah, that's it.
So that's what he's starting with, I should say he is starting with that right now. And how long does it take till that fully hardens?
Not long.
Okay, so you gotta be pretty quick with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man.
What?
A lot of holes.
Yeah, don't worry about the actual red holes. We're not going to fill those anything where it's black, but you tell me what you want to do.
We're getting all this shit done. That's for sure. You can leave it built up too, because when you shave it down, like file it down, it'll just smooth itself out.
At least we have good lighting in here. I watched my buddy do this and literally outside with a flashlight.
No.
Fuck that. Thank you, by the way. I know this is not exactly what you want to be doing on a Sunday.
I mean, it's a day off. What else am I going to do?
I don't know. Spend time with your wife, your kids.
She's shopping.
Yeah, it's true. My wife's not with me right now because of her grandmother, so. Watch your...
I see it.
Can you take that and tuck it in for me? Okay.
There you go.
I didn't know if your other hand was dirty.
No.
What are you doing? You getting it figured out? You're cool. You are cool. I'm cool like daddy. How them chicky nuggies?
Will be gnarly. So, guys, this is it. I mean, I'm pretty much freaking ready. Car's messed off. I got pretty much everything that's important in the garage messed off. shouldn't get too crazy in here. I'll have to open the door, get the fan, kind of sucking some air out. Got the heat. I had the heat going, so it's somewhat warm in here.
See, when you start this, this is the only problem with this. You start it, and you want to just continue to go everywhere.
See, I know my limits of the whole back wall. That's why I didn't touch it. I know my limits.
It's nice that when you're doing this, because as you see it to start being flattened, you can actually see how much stuff you're going to get rid of.
These are the 1.8s.
All right, guys, so Mike has got most of the bodywork done there. It takes some time. Now my neighbor TR, now TR is gonna fuck it up, as he said, with the welder. I've got one hole that I fucked up because I'm an idiot. So I need a spot weld right here because I cut this flange off, and now I need a spot weld because it's the whole way through because I hit it too hard. It was my fault. It's stupidity. So you gotta ground it out, and then he's gotta, yeah. Is that a feed through or what? Oh, gotcha. There's no hole.
Put your eyes against there. I blew it out. There was a fire on the inside.
You ever had weld flash? I have, so I never want to have it again.
I can't see it.
It's the most painful thing you ever had in your entire life.
Yeah, fucking burn. The tower and the grinder's in the way. Just watch it through the video.
There goes a sight from my soul.